This is how you will never get a no-show again, as long as you follow exactly what I'm going to walk you through in this video today. Now, I'm going to make this very jam-packed. I'm going to get straight to the point, but I've put these trackers up here. One is my clients and one is my own. If you look at the actual status of each and every call, now I've actually I blurred this one out, but with this one I put like these black ones in, so you know these are actual like real leads, and we've closed them for 2.5k, 1.5, free, 4.5, free. If you look, there isn't a single one that says no show. Here, there isn't a single one that says no show. We have no close, we have follow up, we have unqualified, we have closed, but we don't have a single that says no show. Now, why is that? Now, this is the prospect, okay? Let me just quickly move my head out of the way. This is the prospect. So if I just, wonderful typing here, okay? I'm gonna just leave that as that. This is the prospect. And this is where you wanna go, right? You wanna go from prospect to money. That's exactly what your business is about. And right here is a bottleneck. We call this a bottleneck. These are where wasted leads are going. And we don't want that to happen, do we? So how do we really overcome that, you may ask? Well, first things first, the problem in your business is not your leads. A lot of people think that the problem in their business and why they're not making 10, 20, 30, 40, 50k a month is because they don't have enough leads. And I had that same issue as you, so I'm in the same boat as you. No, it's simply not even the amount of traffic that you're getting, but it's simply how much you are converting. So it's not about how many leads you have. That's not correct. And it's not about the amount of traffic that you're getting. It is simply how much you are converting. If you have 10 leads go through the door each day, and all of them are bad quality, but you only book about 2 in, it's not the quality that's the problem. It's if you booked 10 of them, maybe the other 8 would have been qualified. Do you understand? So it's how much you're actually converting. Now, once a prospect books in a call, the main thing you should be worried about right here is these 2 things that I'm about to uncover to you. So first things first is the prospect actually showing up to the call on time. Now, Matas, why is this important? Well, first of all, this is a pretty obvious question with a pretty obvious answer. If they don't show up, you can't close them. And that's the main problem that a lot of business owners have, is the prospect doesn't show up, or they don't show up on time, or they just completely forget about the call. Now, there are little things that you can do in your Calendly, like implement the reminders and the emails and the contingencies or whatever, but it's not really going to help because a lot of people just ignore their emails anyways. And there is a very high chance that the emails will go to spam. So how do you actually make sure that they actually show up to that call at the right time? They don't hit you up 1 hour later saying, oh, sorry, bro, I completely forgot about it. I just fell asleep or something along those lines, making up some excuse that you know is BS. How do we avoid that? Well, I'm about to get into it. But just before I get into it, we have number 2. The prospect being warm enough so it makes the closer's life easier, and so they actually close without a I need to do more research objection. Now, I had this so many times, even on offers that I was on or my own offer, people just hopping on and saying, oh man, you know, I mean, the product looks great, but I just need to do more research. And I'm telling you, you really don't want to be having that problem. And I'm going to be teaching you in this video how you can avoid that problem, how you can make the closer's life a lot easier, how the closer can literally hop on a call, show them around, you know, build up the pain, build up the desire, bridge that gap, and the person just says, yeah, cool, this is exactly what I want to pull the trigger on. So let's get straight into it, okay? I've built out these little squares so I can kind of gatekeep the information to keep you hooked, and just kind of a retention strategy here. But number 1 is preventing no-shows, right? So first things first, aim to stay on their mind. Give them a reason to emotionally commit in some way, shape, or form. Work on providing enough interest and curiosity so they have a real incentive to show up to that call. You have to keep playing yourself on their mind. If you just make them book in and you never speak to them again, guess what? They're not going to show up. And guess what? They're going to forget. And guess what? There isn't enough curiosity for them to show up in the first place. So, how do we fix that? Well, I'm still going to dive into it, but start up conversation. This is like one main thing that honestly your setter can do or you can do yourself. Start up some conversation. If you can find something to use as an opener to a conversation, that will decrease sales resistance and also give you enough legroom to pivot into a sales gunpoint. I call this a sales gunpoint. You speak to them, you lower their guard, and then BAM! You have them at gunpoint, held at gunpoint for you to point that sale at them. People will buy when they expect it less. Okay? So if you can lower that sales resistance by simply just striking up some conversation, maybe not beating around the bush too much, but before the call, just driving some curiosity. Look, this interest in curiosity mainly, is what's going to make them show up. They want to show up. They are going to show up because they're curious. They're curious on how you're going to help them. They're curious on not what you have to provide, but they're curious on how what you provide them is actually going to change their life, or how it's actually going to change their business, and how it's actually going to make them more money, how it's going to change the outcome. All they care about is about the outcome. And if you can simply isolate the curiosity and make them really curious on what you have here is actually going to help them, all you need to do is just strike up some conversation, provide some curiosity, and then you have them at sales gunpoint without them even noticing in advance. Now, staying on their mind will always remind them that this call is going to be a very good use of their time, and that way they will have a great incentive and reason to show up on time. I've had prospects most of the time show up like 5 minutes before the call. Why? Because there was enough curiosity. Curiosity is such a big thing. Let me delete that and highlight it once more. Curiosity is so big when it comes to showing up on a call. And as I said, if you can just stay on their mind, simple as you can get them at sales gunpoint without them even noticing. Now, moving straight on to number 2, which is warming them up. You can send them sales assets like client testimonials, like YouTube videos breaking down your systems, or breaking down the business model that you're selling, or breaking down your offer, or whatever, YouTube videos on whatever. Like I'm making this YouTube video right now. Who knows? I might send that out to my prospects, okay? Number 3, Loom videos personalized to them. I'll give you some examples later. Free value. You can send out free value, whether that's a PDF, whether that is a free training, whether that is a 10-hour free training that you create on your YouTube, whatever. And, these kind of link into each other a little bit here. But free value, if you can provide them free value and they love it and they actually watch it and they internalize it, it's going to give you a lot of leverage in the call. Client interviews. Now, these are obviously pretty similar. The only difference with these is obviously client testimonials can be like case studies, can be screenshots, can be videos of the client speaking about your product. But here, you were literally speaking to the client in real time on a video. Now, this can be through Loom, this can be through YouTube, this can be through Vistia, this can be through a landing page, whatever. However you want to do it, client interviews will help. And last but not least, Instagram Reels. Now, if you take a look at my Instagram account, if you take a look at most other guys' Instagram account, they sometimes have free pinned reels across the top. I don't have that at the moment, but some people do. And all it literally just is most of the reels that they send out, they're just there to warm up the prospect. Because if a person checks out your Instagram account and they see some reels that are going to provide some social proof, some credibility or some value, they're going to be hooked onto your personal brand. Now, all of these assets can be leveraged to motivate and confirm the prospect's decision in getting their value from you, not anybody else, just you, before you've even hopped on a call with them. And that's the whole point of this little thing right here. If you can simply just prove to them that they should take value from you and that you are the person who's going to be changing their life, they are going to very much be sold right before they even hop on that call. And make sure to not come off as pushy. Otherwise, it can trigger alarm bells. So don't be spamming them with all 6 of these. Okay? Choose a couple. Do it very laid back in a chill way. Like you're not even trying to sell them something. Like you're just trying to like, hey bro, I hope this kind of helps. And by the way, you can use these things. If you push out a YouTube video, you can send it to your old prospects as a little mechanism to warm them up again. But now let's take a look at some examples, shall we? We have the client testimonials. This is from one of my clients. I can send this over to other clients. Like, bro, Matas, Lucas, y'all have been fucking incredible. Close 6K in a day, 4K cash collected. The systems are working. I didn't expect results this soon, honestly, but wow, you guys are doing magic. Now, this is not even a fake, but a real testimonial for me that I can use as a warming mechanism. Now, by the way, if you want to work with me, if you want me to revamp your sales systems, I can give you a completely free sales audit. I'm not going to pitch you anything on that call. I'll leave a link down below. It'll always be my Instagram or just a Calendly link where you can book in. But if you want a free sales audit for your business, I'm more than happy to help you out. If you are just a person who doesn't own a business, I can't help you. I'm simply just speaking to the people who do own a business. Now, YouTube videos breaking down your systems. Let's take a look at this one. I have a YouTube video. This doubled my sales team's closing rate. I can send this to my prospects to prove to them that I know what I'm speaking about when it comes to sales systems, right? This warms them up to my knowledge, expertise, and finally builds trust in the prospect's mind that I can actually walk the walk. A lot of people can speak, but not a lot of people have the results to show up for it. And, I use this or a YouTube video as a form of building credibility with the prospect that I can actually walk the walk and that I'm not just, all talk and all bark and no bite, let's just say that. And last but not least, which is Loom Video Personalized Tutor. These I've already covered, like they're pretty self-explanatory, but with the Loom video, I've blurred a couple things out here because they are personal information. However, like this has my clients' names on it, and obviously we don't want that happening or that getting leaked. But other than that, I literally send them over a Loom video personalized to them and just said something like, hey bro, here's the Myra chart overview of the sales process for you as promised. I promised them a flywheel, and I said this, clients' names, blah, 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 flywheel. I called it flywheel because I literally just walk through exactly how I'm going to help them. And you can do this before the call, you can do this after the closing call if they didn't buy but they're looking to buy. You can send this to them as a form of reinitiating conversation again. If you do this, it's just going to warm them up, it's going to nurture them. And I know this nurturing video has been requested by a couple of you guys, which is why I've made it in the first place. But nurturing is really where it's going to come down to whether the person shows up and whether they're going to buy in the first place or not. No matter how good your closing is, if the person's not warm, they're just going to give you the I need to do more research objection, and guess what? You're not going to be able to close them because you can't be like, all right, we'll do more research on the call. But look, just one last thing before I close off this video. The problem is not your leads or the amount of traffic you're getting, it is how much you're converting. So finally, I hope you found this video valuable. I hope that you were able to implement some of these mechanisms into your business. And if you need help doing that, I'm more than happy to help you. Literally just message me on Instagram, click the link and book in a free sales audit. I'm going to help you for free. I'm going to look at see whether I can even help you or where, what the main bottleneck in your business actually is when it comes to the sales aspect. But other than that, I appreciate you watching till the end. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more valuable videos like these. And finally, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I'll answer every single comment. So yeah, I appreciate you watching till the end, and I'll see you in the next one.